Yes. Welcome back. There it is. Welcome back. That's the new logo. Right there. Safe and Sober. If you missed it last hour, founder Kurt Larson announced a brand new logo. And if you've ever worked for an organization or a company that's doing a new logo, it's big news. You want to know why Safe and Sober has a new logo? Because they are always adapting, always listening to what can reach the students the best. And having a cool new logo helps. As always, we are brought to you today by Cox Health. Cox Health. So there we go. We are moving along. You know this is a fundraiser, right? If you're just joining us for the first time, every hour for 6 hours, we are going to be with you for 10 or 15 minutes or so. You can do that. It's a bite-sized chunk, so you can hear more about Safe and Sober. And we're raising money as we go. I told you before, hour one, that the goal was $30,000. Now you may say to yourself, wow, that's a lofty goal. You're right, because Safe and Sober has lofty ideas. Almost 600 schools, 10 states. Did you know that? We need your help to continue doing that and to continue growing in order to help students make great choices and help them in their mental health. So here we are, 30,000, hour one. How did we do? Boop. We raised $4,400. Way to go. That's amazing. $4,400. We want to be sure we thank Brandy Harris with Boys and Girls Club and Paula Tyndall. Paula said, Safe and Sober does such good work. They have touched more lives than can truly be counted. Aren't we lucky to have them? Thanks, Safe and Sober. That's pretty great. I like that. Also, you can help out by going to the auction at yourcharityauction.com/sober. This is not some rinky-dink option where they're like, oh, we got a little gift card to Walmart. This is like legit. You should go to there. Gourmet food, golfing equipment, home goods, electronics, sports memorabilia, trips, and once-in-a-lifetime adventures. All travel has 2 years to be used. But you're going to use it right away. If you can. Mexican experience, choose your location in Mexico. Come on. Hamilton Broadway experience, Eliza. Wireless headphones, solar panel, phone chargers, Kansas City Chiefs signed ticket collage, Dallas Cowboys signed ticket collage, Kobe Bryant signed collage. This is some legit stuff. So let's get rid of this out of my way. And let's thank our corporate sponsors again, because as you know, corporate sponsors make things happen. MoDOT, I'm moving around too much. MoDOT, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Larson and Miller Injury Law, Great Southern Bank. Thank you guys so very much. And this hour has a sponsor, and it's Old Missouri Bank. Ye Old Missouri Bank. They took out the ye and just left it as old. All right, so this hour we're going to be hearing from Brian Vega. He's an LPC, licensed professional counselor, and a school counselor. And we'll also be seeing a video, a little PSA video as well. Remember, we're asking for 10 or 15 minutes of your time. So let's get started with Brian Vega. Brian is on the line. Here we go. Let's go to Brian. Let's go to Brian. Come on. Oh, I got that. I don't want that pinwheel circle. Get out of here. Let's go to Brian. There he is. Brian, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Sure, I'm really happy to be here.
So let's see. So you have a wealth of experience in the mental health field. Tell everyone kind of what your experience is and your connection with Safe and Sober.
Sure, I have been a school counselor for 20 years, and I've worked in high schools and middle schools. And I currently run a private practice, and I've been doing that for 15 years as well. So,
so you're doing both. You're working at a school now and doing private practice?
Yes.
Okay, you must really love it.
Yeah, I do. I truly do. I love working with young people, and I have 2 teenage boys myself. So it's all very relevant information.
Yeah, I imagine so. So when did you first get connected with Safe and Sober?
Oh gosh, my first connection with them was as a school counselor, probably maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more. I can't quite remember. But as a school counselor, we are totally overwhelmed all the time. There's so many resources, and our kids come to us having more and more needs all of the time. And the amazing thing about Safe and Sober, the reason why it stood out is because they delivered a slick, nice package. Everything was done for you, and it was all free. So we didn't have to worry about our budget. Um, so it was really nice just to have a resource that we could just take and run with. And then to find out that the quality was so great just made it even all the better.
Yeah, I talked to some other teachers and mentioned how free is important and just being able to kind of make it a little turnkey. Well done. You don't have to question, is this going to be good? You just kind of know it.
Yes. Yeah, and the students I mean, we go in all the time with lessons. I did, and the students really like the Safe and Sober lesson because they have real people telling their own stories, and almost every year the students have recognized somebody because in the past they've used local people to tell their stories. So it's very relevant, and the students can tell when people are being genuine versus an actor delivering information. So it really does catch and keep their attention.
Yeah, I imagine my recollection from being in school, some videos and some programs don't stand out for their quality, I suppose.
Right. Yeah. Or they're very dated, or they
Yeah.
just don't connect with the kids. And these, whoever they're running their material by and kind of vetting, it's really well done, and the kids are very interested in the topic already. And then they have good presentations, which keeps their interest.
Yeah. So what do you see? Um, you're working with Safe and Sober. You're both in a school setting and in a private practice setting. What are you seeing in terms of mental health, whether that's maybe changed in teenagers over the years, or there's new issues coming up? What do you kind of see the state
Definitely.
of things right now?
There is more stress and depression, especially stress and anxiety, showing up in our kids at a younger and younger age. I think it's just, they are so connected now to the entire world, which is really great in a lot of ways. But then in a lot of other ways, it introduces them to all the worries and concerns and the dark things in the world. So I feel like over my years as a school counselor, I have seen students exhibiting anxiety and depression more frequently and at a younger age.
Yeah, and that's difficult, and I imagine difficult for um, parents to know what to do, where there are stressors that they didn't have to deal with and maybe don't feel equipped to know how to talk to their kids about.
Exactly. They don't know, these conversations don't come naturally, and the parents don't have the resources or the information, or they might have stigma associated with it. But one of the best things about Safe and Sober, I think, are the parent resources. It's kind of like a one-stop shop for parents. I mean, they cover substance abuse, vaping, alcohol, mental health, the underlying, not just alcohol and drugs, but the underlying problems. That the alcohol and drugs are symptoms of a deeper problem. So they address the mental health, stress and anxiety. They even give parenting tips. Again, they have a lot of testimonials from real people that are relevant. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but
that
they
kind of
really
cost.
take like a holistic approach in terms of um, not just saying, okay, drugs and alcohol bad, but saying why are kids turning to this? How can parents help? Like it just seems such a holistic approach to it, which I imagine is what you're doing in the mental health field.
Yes, and I love the part, focusing on stress and managing stress, because this year in particular, our kids are so stressed out. Everyone, I think, that I know is stressed out. Everything that's happening in the world, everyone's lives are changing. Our school kids' lives are changing all the time with online learning and uncertainties about the future. And this kind of stuff just amplifies everything that people are carrying around within them. So if they were a little bit anxious or a little bit depressed, I find that it's making them more anxious and more depressed.
Yeah. So then kind of circling back, then what do you see as Safe and Sober's role coming into this place where students do have more mental health issues, and particularly right now in terms of the stresses? How do you see Safe and Sober coming in helping that?
Just quick and easy go-tos. I mean, teachers, counselors can go just straight to the website. They can download pledges. They can get factual information for the students. Students want to know this stuff. They show cause and effect. Some of the testimonials are students that have gotten into trouble from their substance abuse. Parents can go straight to the website and learn how to start conversations and just have some direction and guidance on how to do that. It's just a great place to start conversations.
Yeah, and it seems like one of the things you're talking about is the ease of it. It's free, and they've really thought ahead in terms of making it easy for you to access materials and making them high quality materials. So there are folks watching this that are considering supporting Safe and Sober. What would you say to someone that's maybe thinking about doing it and wondering what the impact is?
I would say, as a school counselor, when I was at Hickory Hills, say we had about 550 students, this, I think, was the most impactful program we implemented. It reached every single student in our school. We would go through every classroom every year and do the lessons, which the students liked and valued and remembered. And then they asked, part of the lessons involves taking a pledge to stay safe and sober. And they provide us with a huge banner, and in the cafeteria, we have this big thermometer, and we have the numbers that show how many students have decided to take the pledge. So there's some peer pressure working, and they like having that visual. And at middle school, they're just all on board for things like that. And so, every now and then we would have parents that were concerned about talking about marijuana and alcohol and drugs in middle school. And research is showing that the average age that kids start experimenting or trying alcohol, for example, is 12. So, that age is going down and down. So it is never too early to start with the kids. And I feel like they provide schools with a program that can deliver content to every single student, if it's in person, digitally, and even whatever age students are. So highly impactful and really makes a difference.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, thanks for taking the time with us, Brian. Thanks for sharing your particular insight working in a school and then also in the mental health field beyond that. So thanks for taking the time, and thanks for what you're doing in students' lives.
Sure thing. I appreciate what they do so much and what they provide, that I'm really happy to help.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. What a great perspective. And if you're following along, if you saw the last interview and then Brian's as well, like, Safe and Sober has really adapted from just don't do these things to let's get down to the core of it and see what the mental health aspect of it is, because students are using it for coping. And it's such a brilliant approach to it, to approach it that way, and such an effective way to do it. So, but one of the things that is difficult is talking to your kids about it. I'm not there yet. We're potty training my son. I have two sons. We're potty training the youngest one right now. So that's as far as I've gotten right now. But with teenagers, it's hard to know how to talk to them about these serious issues. So a little PSA for you about just that. Here you go.
As parents, we keep caring. We keep teaching. We keep showing up. And somehow, we keep going. But most importantly, we keep talking because they're listening. It's never too early to talk to your teen about underage drinking and drunk driving. Learn more at safeandsober.org.
Don't you need help as a parent? Don't you welcome any sort of help? Absolutely. Safe and Sober comes in, talks to students, talks to teachers, talks to parents, the holistic approach. Hey, we're going to be back at noon. We want to first thank, once again, our virtual sponsors. They're not just virtually sponsors. It's like virtual, there's very sincerely sponsors. Virtual is in virtual event. So American National, Mostly Serious, Missouri Trial Lawyers Care, Strong, Garner, and Bauer. Appreciate you all so much. We'll be back at noon. Who are we talking to at noon? Amy Hill with Burl. Boy, what a great partner Burl is. And Amy has some other great mental health insight. Go to the auction and get one of those things. Win something for yourself and win help. Safe and Sober win. Is that a good out? I don't know. We'll see you guys in a bit. I'll play some music on the way out. We're having fun.